Hey, family, and welcome back to Woman's Heart Podcast, where we explore faith, inspiration, and personal growth. Today, I have on the show with us an amazing guest who believes that God is the great physician. She will be sharing her knowledge and tools and about her business and how she's transformed her own life. So, join me on this podcast as we dive into topics that surround women's health, weight loss, hormonal balance, and overall wellness. And together we can build a community that uplifts one another and supports one another, a healthier community. Prepare to be inspired and uplifted by her wisdom and insight. Stay tuned, for you're about to receive your blessing. Hi, and welcome back to Woman's Heart Podcast, where we explore faith, inspiration, and personal growth. I'm so excited you're joining me for another empowering message because we have an amazing guest on the show today, Miss Jan Benjamin. Jan is the owner of Natural Hormone Balancing Specialist as well, and BeBalanced Hormone Weight Loss Center in Leesburg, Virginia. Her mission extends beyond where weight loss begins. It's about nurturing a community of women that she wants to empower to embrace a healthier, more balanced life. And I agree with that. That is so good. And this inspiration comes from her own personal transformational story, where she shed 50 pounds and maintained a healthy version of herself for over 5 years. And not only did she gain physical lightness, she also has a newfound vibrancy that enhances her sleep quality and rekindled passion for horseback riding. I love that. So you got back into your hobbies, something you love to do. And Jan has been enriched by she had a diverse career spanning over 30 years in the federal government and the private sector. But there was a turning point in 2018 when she decided it was time to step out on faith and pivot from pursuing other people's dreams to following her own. And that led her to BeBalanced. So think of me as your chief encouragement officer, setting the stage to delve into Jan's journey of how she leveraged her extensive professional background and personal success story to empower other women. Jan's vision is to create a ripple effect of wellness that encourages, inspires, and supports women to find their balance, energy, and joy in life, and provide a sanctuary for natural weight loss and holistic well-being. Welcome to the show, Jan.
Thank you.
And we are happy to have you here today. And I can't wait to dive into these questions so that you can share your gold nuggets and wisdom with the women that are listening. So let's jump right on in. I would love for you to share with us who you are and what makes you get up in the morning.
I'd say, first of all, I'm a follower of Jesus. I'm a Christian. I have a fabulous family that is also and supports me in that. I live on a farm. I have 14 acres. I care for 7 horses and chickens, as we mentioned earlier. Yeah. That's new. I'm a new crazy chicken lady. And I have a dog, which I apologize, will be snuffling because she just, even though the door's open and she can come and go, she has to tell me she's coming and going.
Exactly.
So, what I love is the life that I have built, living in the country with my animals, but also just sharing encouragement to all other women. If that's something they enjoy, horses or being outside, or not, but teaching people how to eat correctly. Food is medicine. We can make ourselves sick with it, or we can make ourselves healthy with it. So I just enjoy helping women and men live their best life.
Awesome. So this piqued my interest a little bit because I really want you to what is behind the scenes story of your personal transformation and what inspired you to open BeBalanced, the Natural Weight Loss Center in Leesburg? Because I'm sure you've had a journey, with being in the federal space and the private sector as well, what that looked like and how getting to that point. So what is the behind the scenes for Jan?
So I did work in the federal government for a number of years. Then I actually worked in the credit card processing business
Yeah.
for 15. Um, and I found myself without a job and due to a downsizing, and I was like, what do I do now?
Mhm.
So I actually worked with a franchise broker, which I didn't even know such a thing existed. And they do a personality profile and go over your interests, and they match you with franchises that they think are a good fit for you. And that's how I found BeBalanced. I did the program myself in October of 2018.
Mhm.
I lost 22 pounds in the month of October. I
Wow.
did have more weight to lose, but because I was looking at it as a business, I wanted to make sure that I could maintain that weight. So
Mhm.
I went into maintenance and lifestyle over Thanksgiving and Christmas. January, I not only had maintained my weight, I had continued to lose. And so
Mhm.
I decided I was going to open a BeBalanced in Leesburg.
I
I went
love that.
on to lose 50 pounds. And that was 5 years ago. In fact, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary last Friday
Oh,
of
that's
being
right.
open
You
in
invited
Leesburg.
me to that, which I was not able to make it, but thank you for the invite. I was so excited for you. Five
Yeah.
years. That's
It was a
awesome.
lot of fun. And probably the highlight for me is I had one of my very first clients
Mhm.
um, who is actually doing a round of weight loss with me now.
Mhm.
She had gone through some health difficulties and
Mhm.
um, needed a reset. And when I was going through her profile, I was like, your first round of weight loss with me was in May of 2019, 5 years
Wow.
ago when I opened. So, and she came and she's a wonderful, wonderful person.
That
So
is awesome.
that was a lot of fun. Um,
Now, I
so
heard you mention that you did like the maintenance between the holiday time frame. How
mhm.
hard was that? I mean, was it easy to do because you knew you had a program in place and you just kind of stuck to the blueprint?
Yeah, so our maintenance and lifestyle are both
Mhm.
slowly adding foods back in.
Okay.
So for Thanksgiving, I was able to have protein at every meal,
Mhm.
larger portion sizes, wider variety of fruits and vegetables. And honestly, for Thanksgiving, I just had a little bit of everything. I tasted a little bit of everything, and
Mhm.
then I did a reset day the next day.
I love
Um,
it. Mhm.
by Christmas, I had been able to add, so the way we add foods back in maintenance, you add nuts and seeds and then dairy. And then in lifestyle, you add back your starch or your vegetables, like your sweet potatoes and potatoes, your non-gluten grains, and finally your gluten grains. So by the time Christmas came around, I had added everything back.
Mhm.
So it's just moderation. And you have that correction day. So the reason why our maintenance works, and just to kind of give you a little bit of background, we did a survey of our clients that went through the weight loss program. And
Mhm.
the average of everyone that went through, completed the program, the average that people lost was 18 pounds in that first 30 days. So
Wow.
we do 15 to 22,
Mhm.
but the average was 18. And then 60% of our people keep their weight off, which I'm like, I want 100. 60 is not
Really
great.
good. The 60 is pretty good though,
It
weight.
is. So it is 3 times the national average. The national average for all weight loss programs is 20%.
Mhm.
And people going through the weight loss injectables, the semaglutides, 90% of those people that go off the injectables gain their weight back.
Wow.
So when you compare yourself to those statistics,
Mhm.
60% is stellar.
It
But
is. It really is.
we
Mhm.
give you the tools to keep it off, but you have to use the tools. So it's just like buying a gym membership and not going. It's not going to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we say weigh yourself daily. If you're up 2 pounds, you do a correction day. And a
Mhm.
correction day, like you had mentioned earlier, is like intermittent fasting. So
Mhm.
nothing to
Right.
eat for breakfast and lunch,
Mhm.
steak and asparagus or salmon. I say asparagus because it's a natural diuretic. So if there's any fluid retention, that's going to help pull that off your body.
Right.
Um, and then you should be back to where you are as long as you don't let it get beyond 2 pounds.
Right, right. I love that.
So,
That's so good. It's because I think what I like the most is that there's always a plan. And I
mhm.
think the struggle with women who either gain the weight or want to get the weight off, they don't necessarily always have a plan. They're hodgepodging, or let me do this or do that. And so they don't have a roadmap to say, if you stick to this plan, you'll see the results at the end.
Right.
But if it's hard to do it without having something in place in front of you, a plan to kind of walk through, and a coach to help you through that process.
I was just going to say the key to that is the plan doesn't always work for everybody. You have to have a knowledgeable coach that can say, okay, we need to change the plan.
Right.
So this is happening. Let's try something else. And we don't always have all the answers either, but we can go to people that have the answers, or it's trial and error to figure out what works for a particular person. But we've helped hundreds of other women. So we've tried lots of different things and we know what to try first, and hopefully be the most successful. So there's so many factors, medications that you're on, the stress level you're under, the health of your digestive system.
Your gut. Yeah, the gut is a big deal. Yeah, it makes or breaks your health, how you're feeling, how you get up in the morning. So it's a big deal. So
and your gut is your second brain. So it's not just related to weight. It also affects your mental well-being. So
yeah,
very important.
Yes, that's good. So what sets BeBalanced apart from other weight loss programs, especially in addressing the challenges of hormonal and premenopausal weight gain? Because that's a big one. That's the one that I think you zone in on a lot with your program.
So we are a holistic approach, natural, homeopathic, where no drugs. We are looking at diet, good supplementation, but we're also looking at stress as a major factor in weight gain, or hormone imbalance, which leads to weight gain. It's actually more specific. So we've got to find ways to help you manage the stress in your life. We can't change the stress, but we can help you deal with that stress and have the tools in place, like meditation. So we do all of our programs involve some sort of meditation. We also have a really robust meditation tool called Brain Tap. And that is an app that goes on your phone, and there's just literally hundreds of different meditation sessions for you name it. Anxiety, depression, weight gain, hot flashes and menopause symptoms, ADHD, just name it. They have topics for it. And we pair that with a headset that has infrared light. So that adds another layer of healing. So great tool for people that are dealing with stress and anxiety.
Awesome. Thank you for that. That was really good. So how do you create a supportive community for women at BeBalanced, and what role does empowerment play in the weight loss journey?
So, I like to start with all of my employees have been clients. So they've been through the program. They work for me because because they've been impacted by the program. So you're walking into an environment with people that have all been in the same position. They've been, going to the gym, eating right, and still gaining weight. Or dealing with pain or anxiety or whatever. So we've all been there, done that, and we've figured out a solution that works for us, and we want to share that with you. So it's just a matter of having a heart for healing, I guess, is really what it comes down to, and sharing that with people. And I just love to transform people's lives.
I love it. So good. You have really great gold nuggets today. I know that the audience is just beaming, writing out some notes, how they can get in touch with you. So how has your background, you think, in the federal space and the private sector influenced the way that you run the business and help other women on their weight loss journey?
I've always been a manager, so I've always, in the federal government, I managed a large staff. In the private industry, I had a much smaller staff.
Right.
Um, but I've always been a people manager, a people person. And I've always felt like my job, no matter what my job was, is to take care of the people that I'm around.
Right.
So whether they're working for me or they're clients, or I'm a mom at heart, I guess is what it comes down to.
Yeah. The mom in the office, right? That everybody looks to
Yeah.
as you guide them. I love that. So with that said, too, being able to leverage those skill sets and everything, and looking at, again, going back to the premenopausal stage of life, and often that can bring a sense of helplessness for women. Uh, and traditionally, they look at diet and exercise routines, and they fall short of that. So, Be Balanced sounds like it really is addressing the root causes of some of the issues that women have in that area.
Mhm. And it actually, stress has made that affect even younger women. So I see
Yeah.
girls in their 20s that are extremely affected. And what our doctors' first responses to that is put them on the birth control pill, put them
Right.
on synthetic progesterone, which is
Right.
a band-aid that
Mhm.
does not address the root cause. It just may help
The
the
symptom, yeah,
symptoms,
the symptoms,
right?
yeah, the symptoms.
So, you know, it's just getting to the root cause, dealing with stress, making sure you're managing that properly, and then giving your body what it needs to help balance itself. So
Right.
different programs that we have a weight loss program, we have a gut renewal program. And for people that don't need either of those, we just have hormone creams. And
Mhm.
the creams, and everybody ends up going on to them
Right.
after they've gone through a program to maintain that balance.
Gotcha.
But we're addressing your adrenals.
Mhm.
So there's Corticom is our adrenal support cream, and
Mhm.
it's giving your body the building blocks to make what it needs. So it's DHEA and prednisolone, so that your body can take that and make cortisol if it needs to,
Mhm.
or testosterone or estrogen.
Mhm.
And then the second cream is progesterone. So whenever we're under stress, our body steals progesterone to make cortisol.
Right.
So we need to make sure we're giving it the building blocks to make cortisol before we give it progesterone. Otherwise,
Mhm.
it's just going to keep stealing it. So the progesterone is natural, not synthetic progesterone like is in birth control or Mirena or
Right.
any of those. So,
You know what's interesting for me, Jan, is that doctors, a lot of times, their first response is, let me put you on the medication. And I don't think that that should be the first response. That should definitely be the last resort. So when you talk about, having this option of it being more holistic, looking at supplements and things like that, to me, that sounds like the better route to go, the round of going that route and testing it out. Because I
right.
tell women all the time, be your own best test case. If you
Mhm.
don't believe it, try it.
Right.
And
Right.
then you can have some feedback and you've gathered the intel you need to say yes or no if this works for me or not.
Right. And
Yeah.
probably some of my biggest, um, the things I'm most proud of is when I'm able to get people off of medications.
Yes.
I had a client come to me in March. She didn't need to lose a lot of weight, but she needed to lose weight to prepare for knee replacement surgery.
Right.
2 weeks into the program, her knee pain went away.
Wow.
She canceled her knee replacement surgery. And then beyond that, she had been on levothyroxine or thyroid medication.
Mhm.
Um, After 30 days on our weight loss program, her thyroid levels were completely normal and she was able to come off her levothyroxine. We're not
Wow.
always that successful, but she was just just a,
Just giving a
a great success
testimonial.
story, right?
Right. I mean, that she
Right.
can be such a great testimonial for other women
Mhm.
to hear that, because imagine how many people struggling in that area and they go forward, they go with the medications that the doctors are giving them and they just stay on it. Because even
Mhm.
after the operation, she would have to have the pain medication, all of that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is so good. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. The need is definitely there. You found the need and you're filling it, right? And
Yeah,
being able to share your wealth of knowledge and information to the audience is so valuable, so valuable. So thanks again.
you're welcome.
Yeah. So understanding the unique challenges in hormonal and premenopausal, we got the weight gain. Many women experience that frustration of feeling out of control with their weight and related symptoms. So with the programs that you have, what is the program that you would recommend mostly for women who are going through that challenge? Because I know you have two programs. One is more about the gut health, and then the other one
Right.
goes down the path. So
So whenever someone comes to us, first they do a quiz, a wellness quiz before
yeah.
when their introduction to us.
Okay.
Once they schedule a consultation, they fill out a much more detailed profile. That profile is going to tell us, what medications are you on? What supplements do you currently take? And what symptoms are you dealing with right now?
Okay.
So it is a list of digestive issues, but it's also, are you having night sweats? Are you having hot flashes? Are you dealing with any depression or anxiety or insomnia? What other health issues have you had? Have you had, fibrocystic breasts or a
Mhm.
uterine tumor? Or, what's your medical history basically, but also what symptoms are you dealing with on a daily
Mhm.
basis?
Right.
So we don't do testing, hormone
Mm.
testing,
Okay.
because saliva is much more accurate than blood, but either one of those tests is
Mm.
only a test of your levels at that moment in time. And your hormone levels are constantly changing. So
Yeah.
your symptoms tell us where you're out of balance. So what symptoms you're dealing with tells us where there's issues. Um, and everything we do is holistic. So we're not going to hurt you. You know,
Right. Right.
we're only going to give enable your body to heal itself. So that that profile is going to tell us, what do you need the most?
Right.
Is it hormone balancing and weight loss, or do we need to heal your gut first?
Right. Right.
And I would say most of the time I start with the weight loss program and then go to the gut program, but there have been some people that have come in with a lot. If you're dealing with an autoimmune issue, we already know you have leaky gut because
Right. Right. Right.
immune comes from leaky gut.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had doctors refer people to us and say, you need to do the gut renewal program first and then go into weight loss. Um, so it's always a balance to decide which program is right for a person or to
Mm-hmm.
start with. Um, Both programs are going to make people feel so much better pretty immediately. It is amazing, in the first few days, how many comments I get. My bloating is gone.
Right.
Um, I just have so much more energy. I'm sleeping better. So tons of quality of life improvements,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes almost immediately. Not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Some people actually feel worse before they feel better,
Right.
and that is detox.
Mm.
And that doesn't mean our program isn't working. It means it is working. And unfortunately, it's something you need to go through before you can get better. And
Mm-hmm.
that's challenging at times to tell people to power through and get through that. But
Mm-hmm.
when they do, oh my gosh, they're just
Right.
like, you changed my life.
That's awesome. How much water is involved in this, Jan? I mean, it's so many ounces a day that you recommend that women drink water? Because I know that that's another way
Really
to
important.
help. Yeah.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the water is the vehicle to get the toxins out of your body. So yes, you do need to be drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
And we recommend half your body's weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, we want you to be drinking 100 ounces of water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
And the more you weigh, it's harder to do that. But as you lose weight, it becomes easier.
Right. I love that. I think too, with the water, and then also you all give a really good direction on what to eat and when to eat it and all of that. So it's really like a blueprint to walk folks through. Now you have the
Mhm.
water with that. So these Be Balanced programs are really designed to tackle a lot of issues specific to providing those solutions that we need and not using those methods like medication that the doctors give us and other things that could be used. So leveraging that sounds like it really, you design the programs to really help kind of target the things that women struggle with the most.
Right.
I
Right. And
love that.
unfortunately, one medication usually leads to 10 more. I'm not saying that there aren't times when medication is necessary. There
Right.
certainly are times when you need to go to a doctor and not come to us. But I think there's a lot we can do for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So I would thank you so much for being a beacon of hope and empowerment and guiding the women to regain command over their bodies and well-being, because that's really what you're doing. You're allowing them to kind of see through the programs that they can take control over their health
Yes.
from a holistic perspective. I love that.
Yes.
So what advice would you give to any woman women that are out there that are struggling with their weight and hormonal issues, and they're looking to make a lifestyle change?
Come see us. Beyond that,
Just come see us, right?
yeah, eat
Love it.
real food.
Yeah.
Don't eat processed. And no matter what, none of us should be eating high fructose corn syrup. I mean, it's illegal in Europe. It should not.
I know it's illegal in Europe,
Yeah.
and that we talk about that all the time. Me and my daughters, we talk about food, and they were saying, a lot of the things that FDA approves here in the States are not approved over in Europe,
Mhm.
which has been
A
interesting.
lot of our issues, I think, I
Yeah.
really feel strongly a lot of our issues with gluten are not necessarily with gluten, but because all of our grains are genetically modified and then grown with so many chemicals and pesticides. My daughter could not eat gluten in
Mhm.
high school, and she went over to Germany and worked in Germany for 6 months. She could eat anything in Germany. She had no issue.
See,
Um,
that's proof right there.
mhm.
It's proof.
So
Wow. So I love that. So Jane, could you please share your information with the audience, just in case someone wants to reach out to you, learn more about your programs, your website, email, that kind of thing?
yes. So the best way to reach us is to go to our website, and there's all sorts of testimonials, information about our programs. Our website, I apologize, is a really long website, but it's
We'll put it in the
www.
show notes too.
Yeah,
Mhm,
BeBalanced
mhm.
Centers with an S.com.
That's not
Um,
too bad. Be
yeah,
balanced centers with an
yeah,
S dot. That's not too
yeah.
bad. So I love that. So you are a woman of faith, business owner, and wellness coach, educator as well. So what's next for Jan? What's going on next for you? What's your next move?
Right, I'm struggling to keep this business going. I really believe in what I do. I see the transformation.
Mhm.
It's very difficult to compete against big pharma. The
Yeah.
people that are using the semaglutide and the injectables, and we
Mhm.
just can't compete with their advertising dollars.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
just breaks my heart when I see people on them. Um, and yes, I know some people that have lost weight, but I also know people that haven't. And I know people that
Right.
have horrible digestive issues or that have
Mhm.
lost weight and then have plateaued. And then they're like, now what do I do? If I
Right.
come off of it, I know I'm going to gain my weight back. The
Right.
statistics say 90% of the people that come off of that drug gain their weight back.
Wow.
Um, so, you know, but I'm just like, when is that competition going to go away? Uh,
Right. Right.
and, would love to help women that have gone that route and now are trying to get off of it and come
Mhm.
up with a sustainable solution.
Just
Um,
holistic, not like get completely off the meds and then just go holistic and then go
mhm.
that route. Where now it's a lifestyle change, you know.
Yes, it's a lifestyle change, but anybody that's been on semaglutide needs to heal their gut first, because the way
Mhm.
it works is it slows your food down in your digestive system. That's
Mhm.
not good for the health of your digestive system to have food sitting in it.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and that means toxins sitting in it.
Right.
So the very first thing we do with anybody that's been on semaglutides is start with the Be Renewed gut restoration program, where we're just doing intensive gut healing.
Right. That's first. Yeah. Thank you for that. That was so good. You have so much great wealth of knowledge and information that women need to hear. So thank you again. And Jan, it has been a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to share your wisdom and expertise with us. We have truly been inspired, and you are truly empowering women around the world and impacting their lives. So thanks again for what you do, the work that you do.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. And as we wrap up, if you've enjoyed our time together, I would love for you to share and like this podcast, leave a comment. We're building our subscriptions, and we had 1,000 subscriptions 2 weeks ago. So I'm excited about that. We're continuing to grow so we get the word out to people. If you want to connect with me, you can reach out to me on voemetoday@gmail.com, and you can learn more about our services and resources at Voices of Encouragement. And that's voicesoфencouragement.com. And we encourage minds and we transform lives. And remember, I want you to see what's behind me. Be bold, be true, be kind, be you. And until we meet again, Ephesians 4:1, walk worthy of the call for which you were called.